Welcome to The Plot. All of the work that you've done so far in this program has been designed to lay a foundation for you to move into your third act in the fullest expression of who you are. Here, we will create the blueprint for the third act. We will create what I call your mid-century modern life plan. When I started toying with the idea of creating an online program to reach a larger group of women, I knew that it was going to be called the Mid-Century Modern Life Plan. Mid-century because that's where we are. I'm 55. The women that I work with primarily are anywhere from the age of 40, approaching middle age, up to 60. As a 55-year-old woman, I like the idea of being in middle age now. That means that I will live to be 110 years old, right? But that also means that I have a lot of time and a lot of creativity to get to. Modern life because we live in a modern society now. Things are different. Women go through empty nest and then they want to create something new in their life. We're not just ready to go into retirement. If you're in a career, maybe you want to move into a different career. Maybe you can't retire. Blended families. Personally, I got married for the first time at 54 and gained 4 grown stepchildren. So life is very different now. We never really had to deal with this phase of time. People tended to just think about the phase of life where you're in family building, career building, wealth building, home building, and then retirement. But we have this area, this mid-century modern life, and that's what you're going to deal with in this part of the program.
This is easily the largest workbook within the program. You will first look at old rules that may have defined you and held you back, and then create new rules to get you moving forward. I put this here because I feel it's almost like giving permission to yourself to truly state what you want this third act to be. For me, it was an opportunity to finally say enough to some rules that I have held that have been holding me back and rewrite them to rules that validate where I'm going, and that's powerful. Through the next section of the workbook, you will have the space and structure to contemplate each area of your life and begin defining exactly how you would like that to be for you in the next great phase. Using the same categories of life that you looked at in the synopsis workbook, you'll be brought through a series of questions that will help you define what you want in that area going forward. You will look at it from a big picture perspective and explore all of the implications of the choices you are making. Next, you will be led through the process of shaping that big picture into goals that lead you to create all that you desire. There is no right or wrong way to do this. If you come across an area that isn't really important to you, skip it. Although I encourage you to make sure it truly isn't important and not something that you're resistant to look at. After you've created your plan, the workbook will bring you through the process of setting your vibe for one of your goals. This is something I've taken from the Vibe-a-thon and is the first and necessary step in creating your third act. The exercise will lead you through the process of setting up your vibe with one goal, but you can and should do it with as many goals as you like. After a while, the process of setting your vibe will actually happen naturally. In the Digging Deeper segments for the plot, we'll look at presence and mindfulness, and what I call evidence and contrast, and disallowing beliefs, and what to do to change them.
As with all the other modules of this program, please take your time. You are planning the next 15 to 20 years of your life. It might be challenging to look at certain things, but remember that challenge is where the growth comes from. No mud, no lotus.